Okay, welcome to tutorial 5 for A2 Applied ICT students and their portfolio work for the graphics unit. We're going to be looking at background styles. Now, when the specification says background styles, what we're really looking for is making an image look like a surface with a number of elements included on there. So like a desktop or a notice board or a concrete wall with a load of posters on it or something like that. So it's representing a real thing by putting lots of things together. It's all about combining images. So I'm going to start off with a new image, and I'm going to make it 800 by 600, which is a fairly standard resolution for a computer PC monitor background. They can be bigger, they can be 1024 pixels or even up to 2048, but if we stick with 800 by 600 it's a reasonable size. Set the resolution to 100. The background doesn't matter, it could be transparent, it could be white. I'll stick with transparent for now, and I'll just click OK. So there is my screen area. So this represents the back of your desktop screen on a computer, and we're going to make this look like something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop to DeviantArt, again my favourite website of all time, and I've just done a little search for notice board. Okay, and I found in this resource and stock images section, I found this interesting image of a cork board. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that into Photoshop. I just need to do Control T to scale that to fit. So I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit and then just drag that so it fits the size that I want, and then apply that. So there we've got a cork board. Now we need to add things to this to make it look more like a functional cork board. So if you're making a desktop background for a PC, you probably want to leave this area reasonably clear, because this is where a lot of the icons live on a standard Windows system. So we're mainly going to work over here. Now, what sort of things can we see stuck on notice boards? Well, we can see postcards, we can see Postit notes and little pieces of paper with drawing pins in them. So we'll try and replicate a number of those effects. So go back to DeviantArt and I will look for postcard. See what we can find. Okay, it's not really what I'm after. I'll just try it all one word. There we go. Right, and these are still in resource and stock images, so these are free to use. You can do what you want with these. So what I'll do with this, I might copy this one, copy the image, go to Photoshop, paste it in as a new image, Control T to scale it, and then because, you know, quite often things on notice boards end up getting stuck on slightly ad hoc, I'm going to just go to the left hand corner, rotate that around a little bit, and just have that. I may even leave it there. Okay, that's fine. I'll just apply that. And now I want to find a drawing pin, or the head of a drawing pin. Now, DeviantArt may not be the best place, so what I'll do is I'll do a very quick Google search. Just go to the homepage of Google. Type in drawing pin. They're called thumbtacks, I think, in America. So you may need to bear that in mind. I'm going to set the search tools on and set the usage rights to labeled for reuse. And I just want the head of the pin. Let's see if I can find something. Useful at some point. Those could be possibly useful at some point. Just try thumbtack. Thumbtack in America. Yeah, it is. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's all sorts of interesting things that we can use here. I think I'm going to take that one. Copy that. Shop. Paste that in. Let's see what we've got. Right, okay, we've got this area that we need to deal with. So I'm going to go to the magic wand tool. select this area and just press delete, and then select that area and just press delete. So we've got a thumbtack. I might actually label that layer to be English drawing pin. Control T to shrink it. Zoom in a little bit, and I'm just going to drag that over, drop that in somewhere. Okay, that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some writing on the postcard. So I'm going to select T for text, then I'm going to find a font that looks reasonably like handwriting. Anything, it doesn't have to be fantastic. And I'll just write some words. Might need to make that a bit bigger. Say wish. There we go. Wish you. Yeah. Come on, catch up, computer. Wish you were here. Take that round. That font's too big actually now. What else could we stick on there? Yeah, you can personalise this. You can do this for you really. But let's find Post-it Note. Now, what on earth are they called? Post-it Note. Post-it Note. There we go. Oh, perfect. That one's got a drawing pin built in, so we'll have that one. Image. Photoshop, and we'll do paste. We've got to get rid of all this white. We may need to get rid of this shadow too. So again, magic wand, delete. Yeah, we're going to have to get rid of all of this background stuff here, just using the magic wand to trim that away. And it may be that you even need to go in with the rubber and just delete some of these little bits and pieces there. Okay. Now what I do want to do is I want to try and make it look like one of the corners is slightly turned up. There was a shadow down on this area. Now we can actually replicate that in a minute. So we'll move this to where we want it to be. Control T to affect its size, and we want those drawing pins to look roughly the same. So we'll do that. Apply that, and now I want to put a drop shadow on. So I'm going to go on Effects, Drop Shadow. I want to move the shadow that way, sticking out that side. Okay. Don't want the distance to be too much. Like that, just so it looks like it's just sitting off the board. Okay, so we've got one of those. We could actually duplicate that layer. So we've got two. Then I can do Control T and rotate one of them slightly. Okay. Then I can go into my text tool again, and I could put shopping list. T, rotate that round so it fits on the piece of paper. What could I put on the other one? To-do list. To-do list. 1. Homework. 2. Fun. T. Rotate it. And you could add more things to it, you know, you could spend a little bit of time on it and build that up, but that's the sort of thing that you're aiming for. I'll do another very quick one just to start off, just to show you another idea that you could go for. So exactly the same dimensions. This time, when I go to, I'll go back to DeviantArt, back to resources and stock images, and I will type in wood. for something that could be a desk surface. That would do. That. Go into there, paste it in. Bit of Control T on there just to get that shape in. Fantastic. And I'll just whiz through this very quickly, just showing you that same technique. So let's go for lined paper. There's a good piece of lined paper, so we'll copy that. Paste that in. Control T. Bring it down to scale, something like that. I might rotate that one round so it's sitting off the corner of the desk. Let's find a pen. Writing pen. All sorts of pen tools and stuff like that. Biro. Stock images rather than just general stuff. So, something in a minute. Ah, there we go. Right. So, right. So we'll copy that one. Paste that in. T. We want that to be roughly in scale with the piece of paper, so this is going to need shrinking quite a bit. There. Magic wand. Now, it said it was easy to cut out. That wasn't quite as easy as it looked. So what I'm going to do is going to go backwards a few steps, make that a bit bigger. Actually rotate that round. I want it more or less, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, so I want to fit it onto the screen a little better. So let's stretch it down a bit. Stretch it down. I just want it big enough to see. That'll do. Let's get it all on the screen. Fantastic. Right. So, Magic Wand tool. Select around. Now, if you can see, there is a little white edge running all the way around because it selected these little slightly grey pixels have not been included. So I'm going to go to Select, modify the selection, expand the selection. I'll just try 1 pixel first. That's in, but it's not quite in all the way. Select, modify, expand 1. Then, because I want a nice clean edge, I might even do it, I might put a feather on. Feather 1. I'll press delete, and we should have a much cleaner edge. Yes, we have. That's much better. So now we can shrink that down to about the same scale. Just rotate that so it's sat off the paper. Fantastic. And then I can go into the text tool and I could type some text in that might, something like to do, list, conquer the world, invent, warp, drive, or cancer. All good things to have on your to-do list. In fact, I've missed off the O. Go back to the T tool. Where I need to type, do, edit, done. To my paper, Control T, rotate that round, stretch that so it eventually everything will fit on a line. Something to fiddle around with it a little bit to get everything to just look like it fits on a line. Good. There we go. Apply. And again, you could put other things on there. I could put a coffee stain on the table. In fact, I'll show you that one because that's quite a fun one to do. Coffee stain. stain. There we go. I'll have that one. Copy that one. This is really easy. I'm going to paste it. Just put it on anywhere. Just get it to the right size. It's going to be about that big-ish. Just drop it there. Right, we don't need to try and get rid of the white background. All we need to do is change the layer mode to multiply and watch. Boom. Done. One coffee stain on the desk. And I could actually even just push that off slightly. If you offset things off the image, it makes it look a little bit more real somehow, so you're not artificially sort of crammed everything into the space that you've got. So there you go, that's two very simple background images. You'd probably need to do at least as much as I've done there, maybe add a couple of more elements, but that would be enough for your background styles. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, which will be repeating patterns.